Hello and welcome. I'm the Theory Detective. In these lessons we'll uncover the mystery of music theory. So now that we've already done C major, the tonic, dominant, and subdominant, let's take a look at some more keys. G major and D major are sharp keys. G major has one sharp, F sharp, and D major has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. Now, the one chord or tonic in G major would have to be G. That's our main chord, G. So there's our G chord, G skipping up to B, skipping up to D. There's our G major chord. Now, if G is 1, A would be 2, and there's our third, B, 4 or 4th, C, and 5 or 5th, D. That means that the 5 chord, or the dominant chord, would be D. And there's our D chord. So here's T for tonic, D for dominant. Now, D chord, the D major chord, has an accidental. It has to use the F sharp instead of an F. So we have D skip up to F sharp, and then skip up to A. So there's D, F sharp, and A. G chord, tonic, dominant, D chord. Now then, remember that we want a 5th below for the subdominant. So let's start on this G here. That's 1, 2 on the line, 3 on the space, the E, 4 on the line, 5 on the space. That is the C. Now if you count from the bottom, G, A, B, C would be 4. So there's our 4 chord, our subdominant. Subdominant meaning it's 5th below, but when we count up from the bottom for the scale, starting with G and going up, it ends up being the 4 chord. So there's our 1 chord, our 5 chord, and our 4 chord. And there's no F in here, so it doesn't need to be sharped. So for the key of G major, we have our tonic is the G chord. Our dominant is the D chord. And our subdominant is the C chord. There we are. And this is for the key or scale of G major. So I'll put that here. G major. And anytime you just use capital, that it would mean major. Okay, let's take a look at our second key, the key of D major. D major has 2 sharps. F sharp is the first sharp, so that goes first, and C sharp is the second sharp. So we have F sharp, C sharp. So there's our D. We skip up. There's an F, so we're going to sharp it, and then we skip up again, and there's our A, and that forms our D major chord. D, F sharp, A, D major chord. Now 5th below, again, this one is the 5th from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this becomes, the A becomes the 5 chord. So the D is the tonic. I'm going to put it next to it like that. The A is the dominant. I'll just go ahead and put it next to it to be consistent. So we have our A chord, but A chord has a C sharp in it. This is a C. This would be minor. We don't want minor. We have to use the C sharp and make it major. Remember, the key of D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So we can't forget that. We add in a sharp on the C. So just like D major, A major now has an accidental or a sharp. Now counting down from the top, here's our D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 from the top down is the G chord, and G chord does not need any accidental. So counting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. The G is the fourth, and there's our subdominant. Or I should put it here, to be consistent. There's our subdominant. And there's our 4 chord. So our 1 chord, D, our 5 chord, A, and our 4 chord, G. Sorry. Okay, over here, this is D major. Capital, we'll just leave it like that. Capital means major, so we won't worry about it. The 1 chord is the D. The 5 chord or dominant is the A. The 4 chord or subdominant is the G. There we are. Okay, take out your flashcards for your practice pile. On 1, put the 1 chord, Roman numeral I, capital I, key of G major, and then put G major. G major chord. The 5 chord, Roman numeral 5 or capital V, key of G major, the D major chord. And the 4 chord, Roman numeral 4 or IV, make sure it's capital, in the key of G major, the C chord. And that's right here. Remember that the 1 chord is the tonic. I'll put that here. The 1 chord is the tonic, the 5 chord is the dominant, and the 4 chord is the subdominant. And we use the Roman numerals as shorthand. So this would actually be I, and this would be V, Roman numeral 5, and this would be IV. And the same thing here. This would be I, this would be V for 5, and this would be IV for 4. So we have the 1 chord, Roman numeral I, key of D major, the D major chord. We have the 5 chord, Roman numeral 5 or V, key of D major. That's our A chord, A major chord. And finally, the 4 chord, IV, Roman numeral 4, key of D major, the G major chord. Add those all to your practice pile and practice them as much as you can until they become very easy. And as always, have a great day.